Good morning, everyone. Friday the 13th of December, 2024. And I saved this live broadcast for today, 23 minutes after 12 o'clock, into what someone consider as bad lucky Thursday or Friday. Yes, I know a lot of people may have today, the 13th, Friday, as a bad lucky Friday. But I'm just eager to let you know that out of this bad lucky Friday, good luck or good things can happen. Like what's gonna happen here this morning on this live telecast. Yes, remember now, my live them is to edify people and to keep them alive. My life is not about blings or unaliving people. My life is to keep people alive, to stop people from war against one another. My life is our awareness, right? My life get into the darkest part where there is no light, and light shines in, and shine light in there. So if you are not that type of person, hop off. If you don't want that light to shine in a the dark place, right? If you don't want your darkness to be lit up, hop off, please. Coming up in the nonsense with nobody. Somebody said TikTok is not the devil's playground. It is people playing around, right? So no, don't blame TikTok when people with devils plays around and the app do it. Now, this morning live entitles how to appreciate someone who love and care for you. Yes, mark you. To love the individual, or to say you love the individual, is one part of the story. The main part of the story is to how you appreciate someone loving you. How do you appreciate someone loving you? You show some respect for that individual loving you, caring for you. How do you show it? Or do you know how to show it? Or even further, do you know the consequence in not appreciating someone loving you? And you know it. You identified it. You speak of it. But you still fail in showing appreciation for someone loving you. Now, this story here takes me right back to 1 Samuel chapter 25. Yes, chapter 25. And as I go through this story this morning, I would appreciate you appreciate me sending up these deep knowledge, this deep awareness to you, so that you yourself can save yourself from certain destruction. Yes, you can save yourself by just showing appreciation of someone care about you. Because if someone care about you and you show no appreciation, then the powers that be will ease you out of your seat, and you're gonna blame people. Say people obey you, people fight against you, when you do it to yourself. You just fail to appreciate someone care about you. And find God said, fear, and that God will ease you out, put on pressure upon you, right? Because really and truly you are unfair, right? All right. The story, it's about a man called Nabal and his wife Abigail, and David and his troops. I want you to listen carefully and know it's the wee hours in the morning. But if you don't fall asleep, you don't go look back. You don't go look back on YouTube. Me I go post back the live on it. Right? Yes, it is such an interesting story. And why it is so interesting, it's because as I speak, someone is loving someone and someone is not showing the appreciation of that person loving that person. Right? This is what my live telecast are about, to uplift. Whether your vocab is good enough to overs what I am saying, or you going to call it boring, or you going to find fault on my teeth, or me here, or me this, just to go around, just to throw cold water upon the strong message when me are sent, when you know you are one of the guilty ones. Alright, let's go into the story. Come on, ride with me this morning. You can tap the screen, you can share the live. Just show your appreciation as we bring the story to you. Now, this happened after the death of Samuel. Yes, the first prophet. Samuel died and all the Israelites came together and mourned for him. Then they buried him at his home in Ramah. Yes, so after they buried Samuel in Ramah, the friction between David and Saul and all of that. So after this, David went to the wilderness of Paran, because naturally he was running from Saul. There was a man of the clan of Caleb named Nabal, the same man where we are talking about, right? Listen, this man's status. Nabal, who was from the town of Mahan, and who owned land near the town of Carmel. He was a very rich man, the owner of 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. Now, his wife Abigail was beautiful, intelligent, but he was mean and bad-tempered. I want to gather the story good, because there are things to learn, young people, to make you better in this story here. And that's the reason why I get up out of my bed at 12:32 to bring it to you, right? And I'm trying to do it the best and the plainest way I can for you to overs, right? Nabal was shearing his sheep in Carmel, meaning a butcher and sheep, them, to sell them, right? And David, who was in the wilderness, heard about it. So he sent 10 young men with others to go to Carmel, find Nabal, and give him his greetings. He instructed them to say to Nabal, which was true, this is no lie. David sends greetings to Nabal. David sent you greetings, my friend, with his best wishes for you, your family, and all that is yours. He heard that you were shearing your sheep, or you butcher your sheep, and he wants you to know that your shepherd have been with us, and we did not harm them. Those who were looking after the sheep, they were with David and his troops when they were looting every other else people farm, but did not trouble Nabal's farm. You get me? May I break it down to you? May I break it down for you? He did not trouble one, and he did have many. But David's instruction was, don't trouble none of them. Right? Because everything done is for a reason. At the end of this all, you're going to find out the reason why David did not instruct his men to loot Nabal's farm. Right? Right? Nothing that belongs to them was stolen all the time we were at Carmel. Just ask them and they will tell you, because you weren't there, but the shepherd were there. Nabal, you never did it. But your caretaker for the animals were there. Ask them. If I lie, if me did trouble none, and look and go count them and see if you don't have every single one, right? That's somebody being good to you, don't? All right, good. We have come now. We have come now on a feast day, and David asks you to receive us kindly. Please give what you can to us, your servant, and to your dear friend David. Now, what David was establishing, the word of God. As the word of God said, ask and it shall be given. That's the reason why David had spared this man rich farm and didn't take one without his consent. Right? Right? Ask and it shall be given. Now, he's on a feast day. So David now asking with an expectation, with no hesitation, but to give. So sad to see my people confused by the colonizers' Bible and God. And it's so sad to know that you are so that some people really cannot analyze even from the bulls, because the bulls are showing its horn right here. No, whether this is a colonizer's book, but we have seen you fail to even analyze what the colonizers wrote, although it is happening in front of you, and sometimes to you yourself. That's where it really get dark and look bad. All right, good. Eh? David men delivered this message to Nabal in David's name. Then they waited there. Then they waited there, and Nabal finally answered. David, who is he? I have never heard of him. Now tell me now, people. Someone has done good to you. Your business if you want heard of him or not. How that come into the equation? Your business, if you want to know him or not. And he further goes on with his rude, fresh self. Who is he? I have never heard of him. The country is full of runaway slaves nowadays. Even if they are runaway slave, don't David has done something good to your farm? Don't all the other rest that have farms dear, it has been looted? All they are crying that they lost everything, when Nabal is saying, I have recovered everything. And so it go. They tell me the lie when me I tell them. Or tell me what the colonizers have done right here that you cannot overs. That you cannot pick out the good things out of the bad things. Tell me what the colonizers has done here. Right? The country is full of runaway slaves nowadays. I am not going to take my bread and water and animals I have butchered for my sheep shearers and give them to people who come from I don't know where. The man Nabal showing his freshness, his outer orderness, because he failed to appreciate someone that done something good to him. And it is on that principles who even fail to accept the great gift of life that God has given unto you. The care, the love that God has for you. You cannot see it. In whom you conceive God to be. You cannot see that element and to show some appreciation to mankind. And that's why you sit in the comments box and you type a whole lot of garbage because you are blind. Yeah? David men went back to him and told him what Nabal had said. Buckle on your sword. A disaster time now, you know. It is the same way if you disrespect and disobey nature, right? Destruction are going to take you. And we see it with global warming. We see it with climate change. We see it in many different forms. When these rich dudes damages the atmosphere, damages the ozone layers, it simply means that you did not respect the effort or the convenience of nature. Why? So destruction time. Just like when you see the storm a come, we wanna do. But no. So the colonizer's book said, buckle on your swords. Get ready for war. Get ready for a reaction of your action. Get ready. This is the colonizer's book. Right? Right? He ordered, and they all did. David also buckled on his sword and left about 400 of his men, leaving 200 behind with the supply. Watch them, I know, because we're not going to be like the greedy dog that loses his bone to the reflection of his own shadow. So we have to have men and guard here to guard what we have already loot from the other rest of people them. Right? So all I want to come 2000 and watch this while we go after Nabal. This is from the colonizer's book, according to my dear commenter in the chat. Right? One of Nabal's servants said to Nabal's wife, Abigail, have you heard? David sent some messengers from the wilderness with greetings for our master, but he insulted them. Right? Now, this, as I go through, let me just mix it up. This happens in many, many relationships. This said very thing happened in many, many relationships. Now, in either way, John had found Mary, and John showing Mary real love, real care, with an expectation to receive even some appreciation for the love and the care that John is giving to Mary. Now, with all that, John paid your bills, comforted you in your time of sad. John tried every way to make you glad. When you're crying, John dry your tears. Yeah, John would have done everything to you, right? And you have seen it, acknowledge it, and you even speak of it, but refuse to appreciate it. Because speaking of it does mean that you appreciate it. You will have to appreciate it so that the balance is strike. You think Nabal did not know that not one of his cattle were touched? You think he did not glad? The only thing that he never do, he did not appreciate it. Come on, you people in your relationship. These girls who think they are so cunning, who think they are so wise, right? Think they are so smart. Guess what? You can't come to tie chicos with them. The first thing after I am being good to you, nice to you, because I'm going to be extra nice to you to see how far, how great your appreciation is. How are you going to appreciate me? So I will go to the top of the mountain for you to have a look of your in your integrity, in your conscience, then if I don't see the appreciation, then I know exactly who you are. Not by the dress you wear, not by the words from your lips, but from your action. Right? It's how easy it is, right? Easy it is. You will just open your book in front of an intelligent person and you don't know just by saying 2 words. We've been seeing it. We've been seeing it on this very app. The word you speak, we have seen it in Naya's in the death of the TikToker, right? The things you say, right? How it work against you, even if I know you are not, but it paints a picture on you that cannot erase, right? And so you have to be careful and make sure your action is with your word. If your Nabal action was with his words. David's intention was to do good. Nabal's intention was to, no matter who do no good to nobody. Right? That's why they describe Nabal as a bad-tempered and mean individual. Right? All right. One of Nabal's servants said to Nabal's wife Abigail, "Have you heard? David sent some messengers from the wilderness with greetings for our master, but he insulted them. Yet they were very good to us. They never bothered us. All the time we were with them in the fields, nothing that belonged to us was stolen. They protected us. They protected us day and night, the whole time we were with them, looking after our flocks. Please think this over and decided what to do." Please, not just get up and just go ask her. Abby, you're beautiful. You're also intelligent, right? So an intelligent person would have think, right? The one that writes about the colonizer in the chat, he did not think before he put his fingers on those buttons a while ago. It is just a chatter. And those are the danger, the minutes of society today. Those sharpshooters who don't look at their target and shoot directly at the target. They shoot randomly. And anyone can get shot when you're shooting randomly. So my brother, I didn't look at your name. Think before you comment when you saw people with levels of intellect on these live. Don't watch the way I dress. Don't watch the way I speak. Look at the morals of the story before you type garbage and make yourself be known. Because I personally will do it without telling you to suck your mother, because that is the only way uno feel uno can tell people things to hurt them. You can never tell me that to hurt me. My mother died, and I'm sorry that she did, because I would be getting some nourishment from her if she never did, and there was an opportunity for me to suck my mother. This is not one of them who will unalive you if you tell me that me bigger than that, me higher than that. Right? Me not give up my freedom for foolishness. When I say that you don't have as much knowledge, right? I will take time out to teach you in a very respectful way. You get me? Right? Yeah. Just get that straight. Remember, you can also look back on YouTube for the live if you can't manage to keep up the truth staring you in your face, because many of you cannot take live because you have the option to jump off, right? You get me? Because we now harass you, right? We will caress you with the truth. All right? All right. Where do I? Verse 16. They protect us day and night the whole time we were with them, looking after our flocks. Please think this thing over and decide what to do. This could be disastrous for our master and all his family. He is so mean that he won't listen to anybody. Right? You see what stupidity costs. Right? Now, trouble is about to set in. The workers them know more than them boss, although he was rich, right? And when you hear me often say, some man have more money more than sense, you would even understand what I am saying, right? Some of you, not all of you, would not understand what I am saying. Right? That you have a lot of people have more, are rich in materialism, but lack senses. Right? Because there are many ways you can get rich. Right? You can inherit it from your ancestors. And you do not know how to manage your riches. Right? And you will have all your riches for destructive purposes. And that's why Junior Bible said, he who speaks of only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade. And Nabal did fade. Nabal did fade for this line of stupidity here. This act of meanness and lack of knowledge, right? He did pay dearly for those words. Who is David, that runaway slave? I don't even know him. Although he has done good to me, why should I good to somebody who I don't know? You never see God. That means you don't respect neither God nor man. Yeah? You have to see the person for sure respect. Right? You don't respect God nor man. I don't even know him. Remember the man word, Remember Nabal's word. Somehow or not.